They call it the Omen, not HP, just the Omen Max 16. In this video, let's unbox it. Now, I did take a look at this device at CES, and I'm really excited to see it now in the studio. What I found is seeing things outside of your own environment, you lose the perspective of devices compared to other devices. So it's really hard to get like a solid gist of the device you're looking at. And so now having it in the studio, I'm looking forward to checking it out. Now remember, this comes in an RTX 5080, 5090, it may even have a 5070 version if I'm not mistaken. And so a lot of options that you have when considering this device. Now it comes with a 330 watt charger block, pretty thin, actually fairly light. And then of course our charger cable here as well. I think that's all we have in the box, like the little spaceman. All right. So there's your package if you're carrying this thing on the go. Not too heavy. Let's go ahead and pull this thing out of the sleeve. Now, if you have questions, comments, you want to know certain specific features, results, capabilities of the device, comment below. That's why I love doing these unboxings. It gives you a chance while I'm getting set up to benchmark it and do the review for you to get your specific questions answered. So definitely comment below and get your questions answered. Now let's check fingerprints. Not terrible. I have a tendency to have quite oily fingers. You can see there, just off the original go. Some fingerprints. Wipe off pretty nicely. What I really like about these devices is their minimalist assembly and bottom cover. You can see the way that the bottom cover fits into the side panel. They do such a nice job of creating a very premium aesthetic with these devices. This was very, very reminiscent on the HP Omen Transcend 14. You know, we're looking now at the Omen Max 16. So one thing I really liked about them, they put them together. The assembly is very nice. All aluminum chassis. Bottom cover, top cover, but we have plastic keyboard deck, so all exterior aluminum. Whoop, can't give away that secret too fast. All right, let's go ahead and check out the port connectivity here. We have USB Type A on the right side panel, 2 Thunderbolt 4 ports. These are not Thunderbolt 5. That's probably the one area that I think they could have done a little better. Just the Thunderbolt 5 technology is available. That would have been a great added benefit. Much faster data transfer speeds, so they did not do that. A headphone jack, and along the backside, additional USB Type A HDMI port, network port, and then of course your power adapter for the power barrel. Okay, let's go ahead and open up the laptop with one hand. Easily done with one hand. No problems at all. Check out that screen bounce. A little bouncy. It's a bit bouncy, y'all. Bouncy. Okay. Not much flex. That looks good. And then looking into the interior of the chassis, it is a very beautiful device. And we do have a glossy display. This is an OLED display. For me, I like matte. I prefer matte displays. 240 hertz refresh rate, so definitely a super fast panel. Have your needs fit, but maybe a matte screen protector would be what I would add to this to create more of the aesthetic and the appearance looking into this, because I can very clearly see my reflection. Look at that, it's like a mirror. So something to be considered. We have a manual cutoff switch for the webcam. Here's a sample of the webcam so you can see for yourself what that looks and sounds like. This is the webcam on the HP Omen Max 16, and a little sample of the audio for you as well. Now, what I love about this keyboard, and a lot of manufacturers of laptops I've unboxed this year have done a smaller shift key. They've gone ahead and moved the arrow keys over a little bit. Instead of having them encroach on the numpad or encroach up into the shift key, they've just shifted them down a little bit. So I love that the arrow keys are on their own, not disturbing the shift key at all. This keyboard may in fact be one of my favorite keyboards on a gaming laptop. I love the glow and the brightness of it. It's just a beautiful keyboard. And I like how it's nestled very neatly into the chassis. It's quiet, has a nice snap back, very well done. Now the trackpad actually looks a little small for how much space it has. So that's one area maybe I wish they would have gone slightly bigger, just to give us a little bit more trackpad space, but the click is nice. It's a nice manual click trackpad. No rattle, very well assembled. So overall, they've done a great job on the keyboard and the trackpad. As you can see, the device is turning on now. Hopefully we'll get some of that glow in the keyboard. Now, if you're curious about the exact pricing or availability, I'll put links in the description below because prices are constantly changing, and by region, it can be different. So definitely check that out if you want to make a purchase or just get more information. If you do make a purchase, I'll get a small commission, but at no extra cost to you. But of course, that's what keeps this channel alive and the helpful content coming your way. There it is, the absolutely gorgeous rainbow keyboard. Some people hate it, think it's super gaudy. I think it's brilliant. I absolutely love the glow and the color and just the brightness and the vibrancy of this keyboard deck. It's absolutely beautiful. All right, without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead, flip the laptop over, get the bottom cover taken off, check out the upgrade path, the internals, talk about what they've done differently in this year's model to get ready for the big RTX 5080, 5090 in order to cool the device. Now what's nice is this is really easy to take off. It isn't super difficult. There's not like so many hooks on the bottom cover that like you end up feeling like you're gonna snap the device in half, which I more than once have felt like when it comes to taking bottom covers off of laptops. Okay, bottom cover comes off. Really, really neat job of putting the descriptions of where each of the things go. I think it's just a nice little touch. So you can see RAM sticks right here. This system is loaded with 32 gigs of RAM. You have an SSD and an SSD, so 2 upgradable SSD slots, which they're neatly screwed into place. I'm not sure how. I guess that would slide out. That seems kind of, it's like under the heat pipe there. That's kind of interesting. CPU, GPU, so you can see kind of how all this works together. And then I'm actually going to throw up some B-roll of the thermal chamber taken apart. So I got a chance to look at that at CES. Really, really cool stuff. And then, of course, you have your battery here. This is an 83 watt hour battery. Now the thermal chamber is really interesting. They have multiple layers. They're using a new cryo compound. So it's a combination of material so that it doesn't leak out of this vapor thermal chamber and leak out from the CPU or the GPU, because these systems, because we're pushing more and more and more wattage, are getting the potential to get very hot. And so they're trying to keep these systems cool with these new vapor chambers on multiple different brands. We have Strix with the new vapor chamber. We have the Strix Scar. We have the Asus ROG Strix series, the new vapor chambers. We have the HP Omen Max. We have the MSI Titan as well as the MSI Stealth. Those are all devices that are like really trying to focus on cooling these new parts to get the best performance possible out of them. So really neat. Saw that B-roll up on the screen. Going to test this system to see what kind of performance we get. We're getting more and more laptops into the studio so we can finally start to compare head-to-head all the brands to see which one will be the best for you. Now, if you're curious about those videos, click or tap the screen here. They will be available as more come out. And if you want the exact pricing and availability, or you want to make a purchase of the HP Omen Max, head down in the description below. Click those links. Of course, if you do make a purchase, I'll get a small commission, but at no extra cost. But of course, that's what keeps this channel alive and the helpful content coming your way. I will see you in the next video.